Hey my Sacred Amethyst family, and welcome home! Today I wanted to make a video to explain what my content of my videos will be for this channel and a little bit about myself. Now, as you guys know, I suck at making videos. I don't know what I'm doing, mainly because of the editing process. I can do live videos on Facebook and other things too, but for some reason I can't just talk to a camera and make videos for you guys. So this is my attempt to make these videos first. I am trying to build a team behind me to help with the editing process and to further more of understanding how to do my videos. But this is what you guys are getting for the first. I am telling you guys this will be a different kind of video for me because, like I said, it's not live and it's me just talking to a camera. So I am trying to get used to a lot of different things. I wanted to take and create content for you guys to learn about different things Spirit has taught me through my life, different topics that people have asked me about in this physical world, and what goes on in my head. I want to make vlogs of my life. So you guys understand how I work or how I live as a psychic medium. I want to create more of an environment for people to feel more family and connecting in any other way. I do feel very confident lately to make videos, especially since I have ideas of what I want different topics of my videos to be about, and how I want to create the content for you guys to learn and to experience life through my eyes as a psychic medium. My channel isn't going to be all unicorns and fairies and all of that stuff that you see on a lot of other spiritual channels. I want to dig down to the deepest of the truths, to learn with you guys if I don't understand things, to be very blunt and open and honest about all that I have learned and all that people have asked me, and to show you guys the direct life that a true psychic medium has. We don't just sit around and get everything handed to us by Spirit. We don't just have a smile on our face all day long. We don't just allow ourselves to live day by day just thinking that everything's perfect. We are human and we are connecting as you guys connect. So when it comes down to things, pretty much this channel is going to be learning things that I experience through life as a psychic medium, what I do as a psychic medium, and growth for you guys spiritually to understand things that I have been wanting to teach people for so long. I have been learning from my spirit guide, Anna, to connect further and understand the spiritual realm of things, the physical realm of things, things that go on in both areas. Now, before I actually get started in explaining who I am, I do want to bring up the fact that I am a skeptic medium. And a lot of people look at me and go, Christopher, what do you mean you're a skeptic medium? If you're a psychic medium, how are you skeptical? Don't you just believe in all this stuff? Don't you just go with it? So on and so forth. No, not at all. I am a very skeptic psychic medium. I rather learn things with you guys, and I rather look things up and study things in the history and the things behind things in the physical world. I am a firm believer on pushing forward into studying and learning before actually going around teaching. We are learning whatever we have to learn as our charts go on and as what Spirit wants us to push through. So when it comes down to it, I will ask my spirit guide questions about things that I read or things that I'm studying into, and sometimes I even argue with my spirit guide. I feel as if I still need proof, I should say, so I do take time to argue with my spirit guide, Anna. So whenever Anna and I are talking about things and subjects that I want to talk or discuss about, she'll say something to me and I'll literally like get a look on my face like, what are you talking about? So her and I do argue back and forth, and I'm blessed that she is very patient with me, being so stubborn, and not learning to go with the flow of things easily. But she tends to be correct on a lot of things that her and I have discussed after processing, learning, and going with the studying area of things for me, because I am skeptical. Now, a little bit about myself. I am 26 years old. I was born January 31st, 1994, in a little town called Elmira, New York. Elmira, to me, is my home. I have grown to love it, even though there are areas that aren't the best. But what town doesn't have that? When I was born gifted into a psychic family. I am the first psychic medium to come out of this family. My mother was born gifted too, but she kind of blocked it away at a young age. She has been in tuning with it and growing with it as I've grown, which is always the best. I am very close to my mother. I absolutely love her. I call her the queen. The first time that I can remember communicating with spirit would be the age of 4. My mother was in an abusive relationship, and the man had her pinned down on the couch screaming in her face. I went behind the other couch crying, and all of a sudden a spirit appeared, and they said to me that my life was about to change. Just listen to her. And ever since then, my spirit guide, that's who it was, have connected. She embraced my life to the fullest. She has taught me a lot of different things in a spiritual sense of stuff. So I did take about my end of elementary school into middle school life to be normal. I suffered from severe anxiety. I would have 9 to 10 panic attacks a day. I would not want to leave the house. I felt isolated. I was connecting with people. I didn't understand what I was seeing or doing. Even though my spirit guide was there since the age of 4 and would communicate to me and tell me pretty much, Christopher, this is what's going on. This is why you're acting this way. This is why you're feeling this way. I would just tell her, leave me alone. You're not real. I would try so hard to block it out. Into middle school, I started to embrace who I truly was. I was taught by my spirit guide, Anna, to allow myself to relax as much as possible, and when I started feeling certain ways, I would have to channel through those anxiety attacks. I would have to channel through the panic of it all. And what was happening is that my body, I'm highly empathic, so my body was malfunctioning in some way. I shouldn't really say malfunctioning. I would honestly say that it was working, but not how normal people would work. So when I would start channeling spirit, my body would make me feel of how they passed away. I would feel other people's emotions that are around me, whether it was pleasant or unpleasant. I started to see more visions, especially through dreams, even awake. As time went on, I truly started to embrace myself. My anxiety started to go away. As I would say at the end of my high school experience, I would start doing like small readings here and there for people. Mainly random people. If I started getting anxiety while I was out in public, I would walk up to someone and say, hey, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm seeing, here's your message, goodbye. I would get more anxiety as I would walk up to people, but that was just the human characteristic of me, not the spiritual characteristic. So I honestly wouldn't really know sometimes of what was my human trait and what was my spiritual trait. I then started working. I worked at Cracker Barrel for a little bit. And then I worked at Mary Maid's, which is a house cleaning service, for 3 years. And then I worked at Masco for 3 years. As I was working at Masco for 3 years, I started doing readings out of my home. In the beginning of that, I then got a small office and started doing readings at night after working at Masco. And then one day, my spirit guide pretty much just told me, Christopher, it's time to move forward. It's time to let go of this. Let's do this. And there was an opportunity that happened. I took the opportunity, and then I started doing readings full time. I want to go back real quick to Mermaids too. I actually would go up to clients sometimes in their houses, and it was a terrible thing to do. I really probably shouldn't have. I feel bad about it sometimes. But as I was cleaning their houses, I would start channeling. And if they were home, I would walk up to them and say, hey, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a psychic medium, and this is what I'm getting. And then they would kind of just say, oh, cool. Or they would just, say, oh, I don't want to talk about that. Things like that. And then I would kind of just step back and go, okay, here's your message. And I'd start cleaning again. But it would cause me anxiety. That would be the only way to allow myself to calm down, is if I would blurt out whatever it was that I would have to talk about or say. I grew up in a kind of a spiritual home. I was pretty much taught to do what I want to do in life, as long as it's all good. I was very into religion. I would learn different religions. I would say self-taught different religions, looking into things, studying different things. So even at a young age, I was studying a lot of different things too. I highly believe that I'm a child of God. I love God dearly. I believe that what I have is a gift from God. I feel as if Spirit has always pushed me to do what I need to do in life. So whenever I would be stuck in a rut, I would just kind of feel my way through using my intuition, allowing Spirit to connect with me and say, this is where we should go, or this is how we need to go to move forward. Psychics can never read their own lives, which kind of pisses me off. I used to tell people all the time, I can sit here and read anything about you, at least try to get as much information about you, but if I sit here and try to get information for myself, I don't end up getting it. I always tend to just be told, oh, you'll learn, or oh, you'll get there at some point, by Anna. When I did communicate with my spirit guide, and I said to her, why can't I ever read myself? Why can't I connect with my own chart and kind of see where I'm going? And she looked at me and said, if you were to know everything about your life, what would be the sense of even being here? Because you won't learn from things. You would just say, okay, I see this gonna happen, and you could just easily let it happen and not understand where you have to go, not understand that life is just a learning process. So what would be the point of knowing my own life? And even as a psychic, we don't know everything. The only soul or being that is all knowing is God. A psychic medium will not know everything. And we can be wrong during readings. Whenever I do readings, I love validation. So whenever I am correct, I love when people tell me, oh, this happened in life, or, you were right about this, or, yes, this makes sense. And we can interpret things wrong too. So our messages that we get from Spirit, it's kind of like that. This is how I always give it as an example. It's like that game Telephone that you used to play in elementary school, when someone would whisper in your ear and you would have to whisper in someone else's ear and would go in someone else's ear and go in someone else's ear. And at the end, the whole thing's combobulated and just pretty much crap. That at the end it was just messed up somewhere. It's similar to that game. So we're getting information through pictures, feelings, spirit. But when we are communicating that way that we are and using our body, we can interpret a message wrong. We could say, I'm feeling this way, or I'm seeing this. And it could mean something different to them. It could show differently in life. So when it comes down to that, yes, we can be correct, but it could be a different way that we were correct, or maybe not correct at all. A psychic is never 100% accurate. It really irritates me when there are psychics out there that go, yes, I get it all, I understand it all. No, you don't. If you guys have not subscribed yet to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe. hit the hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications when I do make more videos. There will be a lot of new videos coming out soon, different topics on different things that I've learned, like I said, and hopefully later on some vlogs of my life and just stories of where I come from in this physical world, but as a psychic medium. You guys are absolutely wonderful. Go follow all my other social medias, and God bless you all. Remember, I'm Christopher Scott Stilson, and I'm healing the world one spirit at a time.